Second. Cool. So we're live from the Periscope Summit here in New York City and Mist in Harlem specifically. Hey guys, you saw me maybe interview Grant Cardone very earlier in the morning. He dropped by some cool flyers. I like this one a lot. No negativity allowed here. I love that one. No negativity allowed here. Grant's always thinking in advance, right? Grant's hustling. He's making it happen. He's doing big stuff. Coming up, I got a great interview right now. A lot of you guys know this person. He's here in the flesh. Authentic, real dude. You've been following him from probably day one, getting a lot of tips, but a lot of also inspiration and motivation and a lot of transparency. The guy shares a lot about how he does what he does to make your scopes better and to really get you educated on how you can use Periscope in a really great way. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mario Armstrong. I'm hosting a lot of interviews and highlights and news coverage right here from the show floor. We have our own show called Periscope. And I'm an entrepreneur and also the founder of the Never Settle Club, which is all about helping people identify their true passion in life and then have a group of support that helps embrace you to make you follow steps, advice, and tips that you can be profitable and live a life that you really enjoy living. So right now, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Alex Kahn, the man. What's up, man?
Oh, good.
This is my first interview we had to sit down on because Alex is so damn tall. So ladies, if you want a tall man, I think Alex is available. I don't see any rings. I'm assuming Alex is available.
Well, we have candles of a ring, but I don't wear rings. That's true.
How was your keynote speech this morning? You're here from across the water.
True.
Yeah, from across the water. So how was your keynote this morning? How are you feeling about what you shared?
I love it. I mean, it's all about contribution, and that's the key message.
What did you feel was the piece that resonated the most with the audience? What are some of the tips or things you talked about in today's presentation that folks that weren't able to be here would like to know? What did you talk about?
So basically, it's the main question I got asked when it goes down to Periscope is like, when is the right moment? When is the right moment to join? When is the right moment to invest my resources? And I love to say it's now 6 months old, Periscope.
Right.
And Twitter invested 100 million 6 months ago. So why do you ask what you are gonna contribute? Because are you more clever than Twitter? I mean, I'll leave you with that, but it's about contribution, and it's not when, it's about what. Mm-hmm. What can I contribute and how?
You know, it's interesting. We just had a discussion with iSocial Fans with Brian, and we were talking about, you know, when his light bulb went off for him, and it was all about being authentic, telling his real story. So when you say, you know, not when, but what has way more cachet and has the value, because the what is what you're feeling, what you're going through, and you can't fake that. So great point to put people back on and put it back on them and say, well, wait, are you asking that question because you haven't figured out your what yet?
This reminds me on a little story I experienced with my dad, and when I was a child, I was rollerblading with him and I fell down. I was about to cry to draw attention to myself, like get me an ice cream, you know, I hurt myself. And
right.
He was quicker and asked me like, does it hurt? And I said, yeah, pretty bad. And he said, that's good, because that's a sign of healing. So whenever it comes down to fears and something goes wrong and you got hurt, maybe there is another question you can come down. So when I wanted to start my first broadcast, I asked myself, what if the people do like me? What if I have something to say? And truth be told, 6 months later, I grew to more than 150,000 followers, and it changed my life. And of course, it's not easy. I mean, many things are not easy. Raising a child is not easy too, you know. If we won't do it, we would have a problem, right? We tried. And I'm not even having a child, and I know it. So, but it's worthy. And when you take a look at a child, a baby, which tries to walk, it falls down, but it put themselves up again, again and again. And maybe in the future, this little baby will be setting up the next world record of running, as you might be the next South Periscope.
It's true.
And you need to try it.
It's true, because one of the things that I think I've learned from you, and I think others right now that are watching should also know, they may already know this, but sometimes you bring up the fact that your ability to speak English, you feel like, you know, that sometimes the accent is hard. You bring this up personally yourself. You say, but what I'm bringing up is the fact that you brought that up as something that I think you probably internalized. Is this going to be challenging for people to understand me? Are people going to like me? Are people going to connect to me? Because it may be hard for them to understand my accent. And I've even seen recent ones where you kind of still allude to or bring up this accent of yours. And I think it's great because it shows like you recognize that this may be a mental hurdle for you, but that you were still willing to go anyway and try to jump over that hurdle. And I think a lot of people are stuck on that first broadcast because maybe I won't look good, or maybe I won't sound right, or maybe I have a southern drawl and they don't like my accent. You still crash through, and I think that's what you're saying here today is like you still have to go and try it. You still have to give it a shot. When did you get over that moment of fear, of worrying about other people understanding your accent? How did you deal with that, so maybe help others deal with a fear that they may be facing?
Yeah, so first of all, I should take it as a compliment. I don't know about it, but someone told me, it's so easy to follow you. I cannot speak English very well because your English is so simple. So maybe it's an advantage for some of your viewers
right.
if you can't speak English that well, So always try to flip the coin, Yeah. So, but if you take a look, the beauty of a Periscope is like it's a dialogue. Mm-hmm. You get feedback. If you cannot talk, you can at least ask questions, and people can answer it, right? And my moment is like actually every stream, because the people are so nice. Out of those 155,000 people I only blocked like 90. So it's almost nothing.
Yeah.
Because the people are truly nice. And I think if you surround yourself with people who believe what you believe, trust emerges. And this trust helps you to keep on. It's like a family which is developing.
Yes, it is.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
You don't feel awkward in between your family, right? You don't do it.
No. It's family.
Yeah,
it's
family.
home. It's supposed to feel safe, feel secure, feel like a place where I can open up and be me.
Exactly.
I tell people all the time too, they don't have to be visually on camera to scope.
No.
You could scope and shoot you could shoot things. You don't have to shoot
Look at Euro Maestro. Till yesterday we didn't know how he looks.
Right.
So
right. Like the hidden face on Periscope. Right?
Yeah. And he's one of the best periscopers, so you don't need to show yourself.
Yeah.
You need to think about a topic, find your niche, stick with it, and add value. That's all what it's about. It's about contribution to the community and do something great, and the people will love it.
Okay, this is fantastic stuff we're getting from Alex. Do we have any questions, Shai? I just want to see if anyone has a question that they would love Alex to answer really quickly while we have him. We only have him for about another minute or two. So I should have asked sooner if people had questions for him. But we are live if you're just joining us at the Periscope Summit in New York City, in Harlem. We're broadcasting here from this account all
on Skype, and I split my screen. Yeah, it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to how we can embrace this technology. And to answer your other question, I would love to see more contributions. I would love that more people try it out and embrace this new technology. Understand it's free. You have a broadcasting device in your pocket, wherever you are, whenever you want it, and you can reach out to the world. And that's awesome.
Yeah. Last question for you is, what's one story that you remember from a follower of yours that maybe now using Periscope that you were just impressed with? Is there anything that kind of comes to mind now that someone can relate to?
Yeah, I mean, there are many things. There are people. I mean, my favorite story, I told about it in my keynote. It's not about a follower of mine, but it's a guy. His name is Jamie, and he's 40 years old, and he's suffering by an illness which confines him to a wheelchair. And we were looking for money for him, and in between a couple of hours, we raised $4,000 to make it possible to buy him a new laptop, because all he has to stay in touch with the world is his computer device. Yeah. And this was touching me so much, because everyone felt this behavior of being a part in a community and contribute to the community. Yeah. And they understand it's not about when should I help him. They instantly knew now is the right time. How can I help? Yeah. They did it, and we succeeded together as a team, and that's awesome.
Great time with Alex Kahn, man. The hardest word in the English vocabulary for you has been what? What are you trying to master?
it's reciprocal or something. When you give something and you get something.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity. That's the word. I still can't do it. Reciprocity.
You did it. You
did it.
On Periscope, we finally got Alex to say the word reciprocity.
That's what it's about.
It is, my friend. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your
me.
kindness, your sincerity. It comes through authentically. Keep doing what you're doing. We're always supporting you here from our channel, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good work, my friend. All right, we're going to be back with more interviews and highlights right here from the Periscope Summit. Alex Khan, give it up with some hearts, man. Make sure you're following him if you're new to this. Oh, I should have asked you. What's the monetization model? I should have asked you that. Like, what are your thoughts for monetization? Do you have any quick ideas on that?
Well, what I would love to see, I tried it out with my own company and we're selling candles. And I told this in my keynote, so just take a look at the replay, how I did it. But the conversion was 5% of everyone who watched the stream were buying the product.
Wow.
So monetization is working. But what I feel is like, when we come back to the example of Euro Maestro, right? He's showing Paris. He's going through Paris and showing the city. So how cool would it be after the stream to have an ad, do you want to fly to Paris? You want to have like a hotel booking in Paris, right?
Yeah.
So it would be great to add a link at the end, and this will come in some way,
Yeah.
And then you can do affiliate, you can market your product, you can do a lot of things, because building up trust, and the people believe what you believe, and they believe in you, they believe in your product, and you can still tell a story, and that's what it's about.
And like you said, it's family. Family is buying your products and services right off the bat. So the more authentic you are, the more real you are about your story and your narrative, you don't even really have to do that hard of a job of even selling anything. Alex, again, man, it's been a pleasure. Reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yes. We'll be having more highlights and interviews right here. Make sure you're following me, by the way, if you're not doing that already. Follow at Mario Armstrong right here on Periscope. More interviews, more news, more highlights from the summit. Stay tuned.